Hey guys, is it just me that just assumed that once you were born and you were sentient and you had a body, that it would just work for you? No one ever considered that? Have you ever considered that how I feel in my body might be different if you were in my body? Or if I was in your body, how different it would feel to walk, to run, to move, to eat, to sleep, to think? I hadn't. Until I realised probably in my teens, adolescence is a twat. Just don't. Most of us don't want to relive it. It's a horrible. How did we ever survive that? I don't know. Probably realised then that I maybe didn't experience the world and friendship and being the way that some of my friends and school mates, people at my school, the other kids that I really didn't understand. Still don't understand people now, but I've always done peoply jobs. Don't ask, it's another story for another episode. But is it just me? And it's become more and more obvious. So through adolescence, I maybe felt that I felt emotions differently to other people, maybe more extreme. I really was quite extreme back then. And again, hormones, if it is a autism ADHD, that makes more sense. Or just I am an emotional person and over empathetic, that kind of thing, whether people want to call it. There's lots of things people call it, but yeah, empathy. And then I realised that grown-ups weren't grown up. That was that's maybe another episode I ought to do. When you're younger, you just assume that a grown-up is a grown-up. No, that is bullshit. There is no such thing as a grown-up. We are just... Most of us will tell you that we still think maybe early to mid-20s, late 20s, maybe early 30s. No matter how old we get, our brain seems to stop at a specific age, whether it's an age that we felt comfortable or an age that we had some kind of epiphany. And we might not know why we think it at, but a lot of us will not believe that we are in our mid-40s. My brain definitely does not feel like someone in their mid-40s. I definitely don't feel like a grown-up. I never have. Most people will tell you I've got several personalities. One's a 5-year-old spoilt brat. One's a grumpy teenager. Someone is vaguely an adult in there that sometimes gets a say. But again, back to that being in a body. I had no idea how differently bodies could feel and even behave. Very, very recently came across the phenomena that is hypermobility, that is a high comorbidity to people who have neurospicy, bendy brains. We quite often have bendy bodies. I always knew I had the party tricks of being a little bit bendy, but it's become more and more a part of understanding how my body works and feels compared to how other people's bodies work and feel. So that's where this episode comes from, is my journey of self-discovery of I'm actually quite bendy, and that is okay. It might cause more pain and more problems than it causes, but it's just the body that I've been given. Nobody asks to be born, okay? None of us. That's a whole nother episode. Nobody asks to be born. I didn't ask to be born in 1980 to a lovely pair of parents in Bristol. Nobody asks to become a sentient mind in a specific body. We might be born rich, poor, black, white, tall, short. No one asks for... You don't line up somewhere. Not that I remember. You don't line up somewhere and go, do you know what? That one to do. Can I? Yeah. Okay. Cheers. Poof. And there you go. You're in a womb, and that's the body and mind and life you end up with. No. Anyone ever thought that? No. But we're not asked. We don't ask to be born. No one asks to be born. So you are born in a body that you have to inhabit. It's the only thing, and how many times my clients have heard this, and I'm so sorry to say again, it's the only thing you take from the womb to the grave, okay? The only thing you take from literally your first to your last breath, the only thing that will remain with you that whole time, it's not your parents, it's not your the children that you have. It's not a pet. It's not a physical something, unless I still got my baby blanket, but you know, that's another story again. It's your body. It's your mind. And it's not even the same body and mind you were born with. We replenish our skin, you know, completely in cycles. Your liver can regenerate. Your bits of you will deteriorate. My hair, for example, used to be apparently all this lovely colour here and now has this colour here. But for 20 odd years, I was colouring it. So, you know, nothing stays the same. Our mindset, our attitudes, our personalities, everything changes. And although we have this one body and it alters over time, you are stuck with it. We should make the most of the body that we are in. And sometimes that is so difficult to do. If you are in pain, if you have had illnesses, syndromes, diseases, if you have hormonal disruption, if you do not want to be 6'4" or 5'1". We have to try and adjust our mindset to say, well, this is what I have here, now, today. And accept it and move forward from there. And it's so hard. Pain is the thing that, again, I'm coming to terms with. Not only is it that I've been given this body that's possibly hypermobile, that is probably going to give me more and more pain the older I get. Most people get more pain as they get older. We wear away knees, we get arthritis, we get less mobile. Even if we exercise, even if we do this, some of us are going to break down due to, again, genetics, environmental factor. Mental health. We've been given this brain, right? This electric meat in this fucking meat bag of body with some bones somewhere stuck around. Take care of it. I always assumed that most bodies felt and behaved the same, but it isn't. Even the process of walking, breathing and thinking, we all do them slightly differently, as I say, with that combination of genetics, environmental, upbringing, life experience makes you who you are today. And we should be able to celebrate who we are today. We're here. God knows why you're actually here listening to this shit, but you are. So congratulations, you're as mentally challenged as I might be. No, I'm only kidding, guys. Genuinely though, I accept. Try really hard to accept that you cannot change what has happened up to this point. You can only change what goes forward.